Welcome back to Healthcare Sucks, the second part of this interview today. Sorry about that, a phone call came in. Um, so, with the booms, there's booms like no more booming. What the heck? Makes you wonder if there ever was. Well, there was, because we had enough reports. So, way of thinking is either they're done building for now in the tunnels, they got it all done and stuff. Because there's no reason why the virus would stop that. There is no reason. Um, Another thought on that, you guys can roll this around because we're doing thoughts today. It's just theories and thoughts. Theories and thoughts by Healthcare Sucks. So, a long time ago I did a video on the big earth movers and digging and all that stuff and how they have improved, how some of them just dig and they automatically build tunnels as they go. Then there was some that were actually lasers that were glassifying more or less the tunnels as they went with lasers, and however they do it, it's like nuts, but it's out there. Then I talked about personnel carriers. You know what personnel carriers are for military are, and in the water we have personnel where they come up on the beach now and they drive up instead of like the old days where they'd open the gate and everybody'd run out there and get shot like fish in a barrel, which was really stupid back in that day. But what can we say? So we're going to take a little walk while we talk about this. So with the personnel carriers, I put to you, I had to look and see down my street because there was some kind of big noise going on. Underground personnel carriers, some of them humans in them, and some of them AI robots. Think about this, and I put this out. Go back and look. It was, I don't know, a year ago, give or take. They dig underground, pop out from underground, invasion party. Think of Jedi, Star Wars, with those robots that come popping out of those vehicles in rows and rows and rows. Think of something like that coming from underneath your feet, popping up. Any city, anywhere, invasion USA. And I put to you that they do have this kind of stuff, guys. This is not fear porn or fear theory. I looked into some DARPA stuff, guys. And if anybody don't know DARPA, it's one of these evil ran America military research things. And they actually were making underground personnel carrier type things. And some of it was pretty hush. And one of my contacts told me, this is a year ago, so I know they're done. I mean, they've got that. And they've got the robot form ones too now. And so they actually do have this stuff. So there's one thing to throw at you. I told you there's a lot going on. By the way, we're going to classify this as part 2. With the underground stuff, of course, if you've done your research, there's talk of things and rays from space, coming in, and people hiding in the earth, which if you look at history, we've actually done that in the past. That's a possibility too, Happy to talk about your thoughts and theories on it. Okay, so let's shift gears to another thought. I'm trying to do Team 99. I'm trying to do 99%, guys. Remember the Occupy Wall Street thing? They had it. They were this close, and they let it go. They didn't organize. They didn't do it right, and they let it slip away. I'm putting to you that this latest, it was engineered. All this protest stuff was engineered. It had nothing to do with this death thing. I've researched it enough now to where you followed the money, like always, and it led to a lot of big pockets. The thing about the bricks being dropped off was pretty much so true. They did that. And they're funding. There was buses of people being bussed here and bussed there. I researched that too. So that was engineered. But the bottom line is, why do you let a good thing like that go to waste? Well, First of all, BLM, most of their money goes to Democratic funds, which is stupid. If it was a great organization, I'm going to say it like that. Why not take your funds and help people and do what you're saying it's to do instead of handing piles of cash back to the Democrats? That's ridiculous. So that tells me that's where that runs from. Not that there isn't Republican things like that going on too. I mean, come on, it's just reality. Real quick, as far as Ativa, there ain't much difference. Just a little boy version of MS, 13. Way little boy version of MS-13. But they're still troublemakers, and they're still not doing things right. So I got to give a shout out. Thank you to my food bringer. Yes, I'm eating again. Men must eat, and women too. So it's terrible they let this go. They could have done so much if they would have organized and they would have really put together, instead of just doing, the left and the right wants the separation. They want the blacks and the whites and other people fighting with other people over this and that. That's what their plan is, because when we're together, we're the 99%. We're unstoppable. We're strong. And you can accomplish a lot. I mean, look at, they held hostage a city, Seattle, for how long? 2 weeks, give or take? And they literally, I had a guy doing interviews over there, and it literally looked like something apocalyptic out of a movie, guys. It was nuts. If you haven't seen anything, I'll put some videos together, and if we can get away with it, because both Facebook and YouTube and a bunch of other places are pulling stuff big time right now. They're really trying to control everything as we head towards this election. It's going to get worse. So with all that going on, like that isn't enough, let's jump back to the monster in the room, the Wuhan 19. Monster! It is a monster. Let's not forget, I don't candy coat here. Thank you for tuning in. This is Healthcare Sucks. If you're new, we love you. We use the Freedom of Reporting Act. There's a way you're supposed to say that, but I'm freelancing today, guys. So with everything else going on out there, let's not forget this was a biological bioweapon engineered by China. And it was, when you track it down, a version of this, no matter what came from Canada. And Mr. Evil Little Toady Fossey, doesn't argue with the president guy up there, mouthpiece for the Association of Medical Boards and all this crap. That guy's the most evilest, most egotistical little puke. I mean, he's got little man disease. And he's wrong. And the research into that was he was tied in to funneling, literally, and it went away, but I'm bringing it back, tied into funding money to China in that institute where it was being engineered. You can't make this stuff up, guys. And then he wants to come out and tell us what to do and how to do it. And, there's a lot going on there, guys. As Americans and other nationalities and other countries, welcome Canada, welcome Australia, one of my favorite places over there. I've never been there, would love to someday. I mean, it's wild and lots of thorny, bitey things, but I lived in Arizona for a while, so, I could probably handle it. But anyway, sorry, Australia, you went through a lot of crap in the last few years. It's been bad there. And then we've got, I could go on, Italy, France, etc., etc., etc. Not only was this bioengineered and it spread, they didn't shut down the airports correctly. They're still not shutting. There is a time to shut down, and things to shut down, and things to not shut down. And then they had literally these guys in little masks with little bowls of money saying, "Come up and hug me," little Chinamen that were going to everywhere it spread, including in the U.S. Typhoid marries, or typhoid men marry Chinamen. It's fact. There is nothing about this that was accidental. This is not an accidental bat that got out of Batman's cave and was infected by bat juice and went around infecting and da-da-da. No. This is a weapon. And let's not forget, it mutates. That's what they're covering up again. Is that this thing is mutated in the past. Remember, it wasn't airborne. It is airborne. It stays on surfaces 24 hours, 3 days a week, a month. We're still not out of the woods yet with all that. And real quick on this protecting yourself. Do you not realize, I know you do, Team 99 and you smart viewers, you got a mask, you got gloves, everything, you're like protecting yourself like our wonderful little miss, little brain, tiny brain, Governor Kate Brown of Oregon. She is bird brain, literally. I can't even understand the thoughts that go through that little bird brain. There's no common sense there. There's no logic there. But let's just say that this mask wearing and gloves and all that, do you not realize that most of the people that are checking you out have touched 1,000, not just 100,000 other items that day? And so it's on your stuff, and then you're going home. And even if you clean it all, even if you set it outside for spray it with alcohol, take the labels off. I mean, let's go on home. Soak the stuff in alcohol and take it out and let it dry, somewhere safe. That might work. That might work. But it wouldn't be good on your certain products. And how are you going to do that to hamburger meat and other meats? It's just not. So the bottom line, all this stuff is just to control. The great Dabu777, go check him out, great guy. Nailed it on the head. This is a beta run for what's to come. So there is something out there that's much worse coming our way soon. Could be. If some research on that. We're going to talk about that. Or this is a control factor for One World Order, Agenda 21. Mr. Bill Gates, I'm watching you. We know you're evil. We know everything that you do is evil. Somehow, from making the computer chip, you made a deal with the devil and he's riding you like a horse. And someday, only God will judge you. Sorry to get off, but that's one evil person. And with what he said in public and done to people and plans to do to people, terrible. So, if you don't know what One World Order is, or Agenda 21, please feel free to go look it up. The short version is implementation of the beast, number 666, world order controlling not just money, finances, but people themselves, welcoming in the Antichrist, the whole 9 yards, depending how deep you want to go with this. Agenda 21 is to control population. I wish they're doing a hell of a good job. Think about it. You're not supposed to touch, feel, or do whatever. Hell, right now, if I was in a different situation, I'd be out touching and having me another baby just to prove them wrong. And believe me, I'm the last person that would ever say have another child. But with what they're trying to do, population control, population thinning, between the medication cuts and other things that they're doing to people, and just this whole thing, it stinks with population control and thinning. So bottom line is, no matter what you do, no matter how you clean your stuff, no matter what you wear, it's still out there. So if you're going to get it and get in contact, the chances are, and I love you guys, but I don't candy coat. The chances are you've done well. You're not going to get it. It's going to pass you by. Or you've already had it and kicked it out of your system. So there, we've addressed that. Let's address another thing about this testing. Nobody in their right minds, especially in our groups of eyes wide open people, would ever go get testing or, you know, those kind of things, preventative things. If I say that word, this will get cut just for saying it. You know what I mean. Um, Now everybody's standing in line to get tested, to take the number, to become a number. Because once you get on that list, you're on it for life. I've got people that work for that taking, people counting, I call it, but excuse me, people counting. I didn't spit. I just, by the way, I don't spit on camera usually. I got a little bit of couth left. Got to have a joke now and then, man. That's what keeps us still alive. Okay, so the thing with that is huge. Big Brother or World Order organization taking and numbering everybody. It's a way to get everybody. Remember, everybody didn't want the census. Oh my God, let's not do the census. And all these people were fighting against it. All these states and the liberals were flipping their wigs over it and throwing fits. Well, they sure fell into this trap, because if you think when you get this test done, it ever gets out of the system, you're wrong. And not just you, all your contacts on your phone. Most likely you have an app. Yeah, you have an app. You need to go in and scroll through and it'll say coronavirus, this or that. Flip it off. Even if you do, I've been told it stays on. So what that does is they monitor you, your friends, where you've been, what you've been doing. And with our technology now of the computers the wetware computers are so smart. They have literally unlimited storage, guys. And the quick breakdown to that is computers used to run on ones and O's. The new scientific computers, wetware, I can't think of what it's called right now, but you guys know, you're smart, runs on ones and zeros. It runs it all. And anyway, bottom line, they have unlimited storage. So with that, they've already got you. They know what you're going on. They know where you've been. They know everything. So why would you do that? I gotta tell you, this is my own personal thing. I ain't getting checked. I ain't getting no way. They're not putting funny stuff in my body. Check this out. WO 0606 2020. Microsoft patent by old Billy Gates, another evil one. World Order 666 2020. You can't make this up. Look at that engineering. Talks about that one, and there's several other ones about little nanite things going in your body and whatever. And let's talk about mixing that with a 5G. Flick a switch, they're plugged into you. They don't even need that, guys. When you did the research, depending how deep you went on that, I told you we were going to cover a lot today. They've been doing stuff since before the World Wars, but definitely after the World Wars, to where CIAs and all these guys ran all this stuff about waves and manipulating brains and manipulating thought and controlling people. And it's real, believe it or not. Another thing, if you've ever had an upper or lower GI in the last few years, they give you, I call it the CIA drug. They shoot you with this while you're under. You don't remember nothing. And it never comes back. And they control it by the dose that they give you. I personally went in and had one. I can't remember a thing during that period. Never. And when I had them in the past, I would come out of it a little and try to pull that thing out of my throat. I don't know about the other end, guys. Sorry, it's like... Anyway. So, these things are real, guys. These are the real things that are still out there, that are still going on. Meanwhile, We are heading towards, I call it lockdown 2.0. Lockdown 2.0 is coming. I told you guys from the beginning that once they had their grip on everybody, they're not going to. The concert days are done. The closest we came to any kind of outdoor events and stuff was this latest protest when they ran amok and they couldn't control you guys. Remember what I said? The power's in the numbers, guys. 99%, Team 99. We are strong. I also want to talk about something real quick about that happened out there to Marfugel News TV and people affiliated. Our contact spot out there, I was one of the members too, sure. Got shut down out there on not D Live, but oh, you could shoot me later. Anyway, Discord. Sorry, on Discord got shut down because it was doing too much good. It was too organized. They didn't want that. I knew, guys. I love you all, but I knew this was good. It was just too much. It was going to get shut down. There's no way powers that be are going to let that happen. And it was doing good things. And for you military guys, I deeply apologize, man. You had an outlet. You had people to talk to. It was just wrong. If I could start a site and give that all back to everybody, I would. I don't know how. Maybe one of you do. One of you guys figure out something. But, you know, we don't have billions of dollars or millions of dollars to start things either. All right, so where have we ran? We've ran the mile today, haven't we? You know, I want to say I love you all, and I feel bad for you people that are in the city. I always have from the beginning of this. And remember, we talked about bugging out. Now's the second 2.0 time to, if you can bug out, I'm saying get it together and bug. Because I think when this lockdown comes, I think state to state is going to be limited here really soon. That's kind of what I'm ahead of the curve, guys. I don't know it all. I like to think and feel the Lord runs through me to help you guys in different ways. Speaking of, I really encourage you to watch Council of Time and Pastor Paul with Council of Time. Pastor Paul's a little wild and screamy and yelly evangelist. That's what he does. It's part of the show. He's a good guy deep down. You know, I don't want to say anything bad about him because he's a good guy. You know, he does what he does. You know, the financial end of it's, maybe people like that need the financial things. This is why they do what they do, you know, as far as being tied. I personally, the Lord takes really good care of me, guys. I have no complaints. My bills get paid. I struggle, but I get through it. I eat. You know, I'm not the perfect Christian. I'm not the perfect believer. You know, I don't know what to say other than that. I try. And I try to help and I try to guide people. And I usually don't get paid for it. I usually get karma and I get things kicked down, you know, once in a while, which is great. The pass it around thing. If you feel you want to send me a card saying healthcare you suck, or a t-shirt or a hat, extra large, please. I'm a little extra large, see, and in charge. It's P.O. Box 3, Otis, O-T-I-S, Oregon, 97368. You can rewind it. Anyway, you can send me a love or a hate card. Again, I don't do it for the money, guys. If I did get money, I would use it to improve my equipment, or I would use it to help others. That's not what I'm on the phone with you guys or on the camera today with you guys. I'm on to give you guys an outlook that are trapped and still trapped, some of you. And I want to make it clear, the people that do wear a mask and the shield and gloves and all that think they need it and think it's protecting them, kudos, great job, guys. I'm not making fun of you in any way. Everybody needs to do what they feel they need to do to survive this. I don't make fun of maskers, which is what they're called now, people that wear them around, even driving their car. People even out here sometimes wear them. It's like, again, if it's what you feel, I'm not making fun of you. I wouldn't do that. I myself am to a point to where I know and I realize that there, again, I'm going to say it, there's much more going on. This is a control thing. They tested it. They seen they could control the population and the people. And I'm not saying there's not deaths. There are deaths. The numbers are never going to be right because they balled them all up or they've lied about them to begin with. Over in China, we still never seen a sick military person. Think about that. Pictures of a sick military person ever. None. Zero. And Xi's still running around without masks. The president's still running around without a mask for that. For you older people that are worried and you think you need them, one more time, wear and do what makes you comfortable. You know what? Pray. Have a little faith. Wash your hands, soap and water. Not that garbage stuff with alcohol in it and you still have it on your hands. I could tell you bad things about that, but I'm not going to ruin your vibe, as people say. The vibe. But, so I think we covered a lot. I love you guys. I'm still here for you. I'm still trying to bring you the truth. I just got to survive and do things myself, and that's where it's at. I've never forgot or left you behind. I never will. I told you, as long as I'm out, I'll be doing this. As long as my feet are walking and my lips are flapping in the wind like they're doing now, I will do this. Do give a try. I mean, with Council of Time, you can go back 4 years ago. I've been watching some of his old stuff. Go to Mark of the Beast and Revolutions, 4 years ago. And listen to the stuff and compare it to what's going on right now. And tell me he ain't touched by God a little bit as far as wisdom and sharing things. And then currently him and Pastor Paul have done some stuff in the last few months. It's right on too, guys. So with these predictions and things that are to come, as the Lord said, nobody's going to know the exact time, the exact hours and stuff. But this gives us a little bit of heads up. Now I want to tell you, one more time, if you are a bugger outer, make sure you know what you're doing, where you're going, you're prepared for it. And worst scenario, consider it a vacation and go. If you're a stay in, then I suggest you little by little, like I've said all along, buy things and start getting ready again. Food shortages are out there already. They've been coming for the last few years between the weather situations. And I can tell you right now that a lot of the crops did not get planted on time. There's either too much water or things weren't right. It's Oregon. It's going to be the 4th of July in a couple days, guys. And look, not that we don't live with this, but even here, it's like, it's July. Are we only going to have 2 months of summer or a month? It's something to think about, guys. Not very many crops can grow in a month or two. I think most of them take about 3, give or take. We're doing a trial garden. I'd be happy to show you guys that as it comes. Share. As far as protection and things, real quick, only if you're qualified do you take it to the next level. And items to protect yourself, you have to know how to use them and willing to use them if you get in that situation as defense. Now's the time to do that too, because with what's going on, just because Seattle looks like they've retaken the Chaz zone, doesn't mean at some point you're not going to have to protect you and your family, your neighbors, your loved ones. So something to think about. Also wanted a quick touch on the way out the door real quick is we came so close to Trump doing what nobody has ever wanted, which is initializing guards. There already were military. I'm talking the real military coming in and doing things. What people don't understand by doing all these things and pushing the limits is that both sides, both parties, want to control and take over, period. And most likely they're all one unit, just like the one world order. So really, they kind of play good cop, bad cop with us. Only be smart enough. Look around. Remember what I always tell you guys. Look around. Listen. Listen here. Listen there. Read between the lines.